Welcome back, everybody. Clint today with Classic Firearms. We've got Matt back with us.
What's up, everybody?
We've got Ryan.
What's up, y'all?
And we've got Kaya.
How's it going, guys?
And we are here to talk about our next features.
Favorite episode.
Yeah.
Should be the viewers.
Should be the viewers. Yeah. For us, there's no shooting. You know, it's not as fun for us, but for them, it's probably the best.
See, somebody's gonna.
Now, that's not to say you guys won't see a lot of shooting, because we're going to be talking a lot about our experiences with each rifle and all of that. So actually, let's go ahead and clear the table. Let's get the Savage Axis up here, and let's get Matt talking.
Oh, yeah.
And let's have a conversation about the Savage and all of our experiences with it, too, and watching Matt.
All right. It's gonna be a long day.
All right, guys, so we've got the Savage Axis 2 308 rifle. So it is equipped with this really nice lightweight polymer stock. It's got an Allen bipod on it. It comes with this Bushnell 4 to 12 power adjustable scope, and it is also going to come with the AGM Neath night vision unit. So what's really cool is that the next two rifles we're going to talk about will also have one of these, but we are choosing to display it here because we just think it makes it a much nicer package as opposed to this Bushnell.
Like, yes.
This is the secret to Matt's success with the Savage. Is it right?
That's right, absolutely. So as far as my experiences shooting the Savage, we started off a little rough. I had by far the worst group when we did groupings. So everyone else was around half an MOA.
Hey, that second and third shot were pretty close.
They were.
Just took a little bit of practice, a little bit of dialing in, you know. That's all.
Mine was, what, like 3.3 MOA. Now, really technically, you know, this is designed not as a precision shooting rifle. This is designed as a hunting rifle. It's priced for everyday people to be able to get into sporting activity like that. And really 3 MOA, 3.5 MOA.
So this is actually not MOA, it's MOD. That's a minute of deer.
Yes. Oh, it's definitely 1 minute of deer. Yeah, definitely 1 minute of deer. But, so, you know, this is kind of different from the other rifles, which are more designed to be precision implements. Now, I still started feeling good. I was working my way up. You know, I had the worst group, but then I was not last place in the next challenge, and I was second place in the third challenge.
Yeah.
I kind of did let myself down at the night vision shoot because I did come in last place there.
Wait, how did this do in the 5th episode? Why'd you kind of skip over that one?
Oh, so there was an interesting.
Did you notice that?
Yeah, I did notice
This
that.
was a fully
I did notice
It was
that.
like, okay, it was like,
Yeah, I mean, so accuracy I don't know about, but rate of fire was just top notch.
okay, yeah. No,
I thought it was a Mac 10.
No, I thought it was an AR-10. You were like, bam, bam. I was like, where did that come from?
We did some mods to it, you know, put some different accessories in the player inventory screen, and it just increased the rate of fire.
It is an adjustable trigger, so, you know.
It does. It has the Accutech trigger, which is actually a really nice trigger. I like the trigger.
The trigger is fantastic. Yeah.
As far as overall impressions, I think that the fact that it's lightweight was great if you have to carry the rifle a lot. But for most of our use in the challenges, I think it was a little bit detrimental because, like, when you have the solid weight of something like the Azrael or the Arrow, it gives you a very stable shooting platform.
He's just chuckling over
The
here.
reason I'm laughing is just that rate of fire, like, just bang, bang. You just
I was like, where did that come
your
from?
finger game is pretty good too. So
Yeah. No, I agree.
Put it out there, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the gun's amazing, but his finger is what really shines here. I think it's...
But so overall, I guess my conclusion for this is that I think that the rifle is definitely a dependable and reliable platform that will get the job done if you put in your effort. It was really me, I feel, who let myself down at the end when it came to that final challenge. With the Neath specifically, wherever I was putting that crosshair, I was definitely hitting what I wanted to. So can't blame the low price tag or the tool. You gotta blame the shooter on that one.
I will say, for the price point of the Savage Access 2, it is holding its own compared to the multi-thousands, almost approaching tens of thousands worth of guns ahead of it.
So we're not going to get into
impressive.
specifics.
Punching above its weight.
But we will say that the next cheapest rifle is like 4 times the price of this almost. So
yeah. So there you have it. But anyway, overall though, you know,
we all shot it.
Yes, we
know.
did.
So
Yeah.
what do y'all think?
So the first thing I noticed when shooting it was that hop you
Yes.
get
Yes.
from it because
Again,
of
that
that
lightweight.
weight. And that's kind of the downside, right? So the upside of having that lightweight stock is if you're going around hunting or something else, you're not going to get exhausted. You know, it's easy to carry around, especially with a sling. But once you do fire, it hops. You've got to hold that thing down.
This right here
is there a way to
go.
put like some weights on this, like when you put it on
So there are companies.
You could just get a different stock that would be.
But there are also
there's also drills.
There's companies that make actual competition weights to attach to your chassis at different locations and all. But ultimately, Matt's right. It's really going to come down to changing out the stock, the chassis system, to make it heavier and to also give you those mounting options. Also,
what I noticed about Savage, like my experience was, and shooting it, also watching you guys shoot it, it's actually extremely accurate for what it is. Just first few rounds, and then it gets hot and things change a little bit. I don't know, but it's actually pretty accurate. We kind of made fun of it because after a few rounds we couldn't hit the target. I get it, but I thought you were spot on, like first few rounds every time.
I feel like a lot of people were very pleasantly surprised, or maybe shocked, not even surprised, shocked at how well I was doing in some of the challenges. But I was definitely doing a little bit better than people with much higher price rifles.
You were the people's champion.
Thank you.
That's right.
Yeah, seriously.
I'll be here doing it for you guys.
Yeah. You're the comment section's mayor.
The mayor of the
the
comment
mayor
section.
of the comment section. Great. Well, let's get the Bagara up here and talk about it. Now we've got the Bagara B14 HMR Carbon Wilderness. Got it.
Wow,
That's
mouthful.
Yes, quite a bit. Now, my experiences throughout this series was my performance with this rifle was not at all what I wanted it to be. But
It's kind of exactly what I wanted to see.
yeah, I figured as much, figured as much. But let's go ahead and talk about the rifle really quick, and then we can get into each of our experiences. I think starting at the muzzle, I will say that the Omni brake right at the end, because you and I are both shooting 7.62 or 308. The Omni brake, you notice really quick and a little bit better ergonomic stock. The recoil management and felt recoil, much more pleasurable compared to the Savage, the only other rifle we talked about so far. And I think you can agree to that.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
The carbon fiber wrapped barrel definitely keeps down on the weight, but something I think I found throughout this series was initially this rifle was very accurate with the cold bore. Cold bore, when we did the team, but what I'm getting at is, yes, they're all going to be a little bit more accurate with the cold bore, but I feel like this loses its accuracy quicker.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I think that, yes, it's a lighter barrel. The carbon fiber wrapping is awesome, don't get me wrong, but for certain applications.
Pros and cons.
Yeah, because just before we did our team shots, and of course none of this was on camera, I was like, guys, I got to make sure that I'm good this time. I've got to make sure that my scope is tight, I'm locked in, I'm dialed in, I got this. And dude, it was 10 consecutive shots, and I was like, great. At the 450, ting, 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 ting. And I'm like, all right, I'm not messing with it anymore. And then you and I run our drill, and it's like, what happened? Where'd it go?
It was gone.
What
right
did
before
happen?
then.
So
explain to the audience in case they haven't seen it. What happened?
They were supposed to be warm-up shots for the shooter.
Right.
The barrel warmed up.
A lot.
A little bit too much is what we experienced, and then just chasing those shots.
Yeah, and then making an adjustment based off of where I was chasing. I was like, dude, what's going on here? And that's where I think I really played myself, because I was chasing a hot barrel, and then once it started to cool down again, now my zero's off.
Yeah.
So that was something I learned not to do. Zero it, 3 shots, maybe let it cool down. 3 shots, let it cool down. Figure out your grouping from there, figure out your zero. Great, don't touch it.
That's how you learn. That's how hopefully you guys learn from this.
Yeah. Now I can say the Brighton optic first focal plane 3 to 18, great optic. We did our as your scope line to you, and we found this to be a very, very accurate, very true scope, which I like quite a bit.
It does not lie.
Does not lie. It's
like Shakir's hips.
Yeah, that's right.
That's exactly.
So Harris bipod up front. One other thing I can say that's kind of negative about the gun is not so much the gun, the magazine.
Yeah.
The Bagara magazine, I noticed, feeding reliably, that's great when I held it in place. Because after about maybe 50, 60 rounds, I noticed that this mag, every time I'd pull the trigger, bang, the mag would fall out. And then you try to run the gun real quick, and I could feel, wait a minute, I'm not getting any, I'm not feeling, there's no resistance. Yeah. You can tell the difference between picking up a round versus not.
The worst feeling.
It's like a hot dog through a hallway.
Yeah.
The B14 action, super smooth. This thing just feels great, and I don't have anything bad to say with that whatsoever. Didn't provide any hiccups or anything like that. There was one, I think, when I was seated, there was a, again, I think that may have been me though. It didn't extract around completely, but that was the only time I ever had a hiccup with that. Trigger feels great, stock, super ergonomic. I love it. Matt, what were your thoughts when you shot it?
Well, so again, kind of comparing it to my Savage, since they're both 308, again, what you said about the muzzle brake is true. Not just the recoil, but also helping to keep that hop down, right? Yeah. Like it helped kind of ground it. And I think that the stock overall, like you're saying, just gave you a little bit better of a more ergonomic platform. A lot of us use hunting rifles that have that kind of socket, gets your wrist all canted, and this has that nice pistol grip, so your hand's just in a more natural position, which means you can hold that position for longer without stress, and stress is the antithesis of precision shooting.
Love that word.
That's a great word.
Other than that, the fact that you had a scope that actually has a reticle in it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yours has a reticle.
No, it has a crosshair.
This has a reticle.
This has a full-on reticle.
I mean,
you can make adjustments with it.
Reticle,
Look,
all right, whatever.
Look, better men than us have done more with less.
Listen, I'm not. There's plenty of better men than me. That's
what was his name? Selma Hayek?
Oh yeah, that was
No, not the actress.
like White Feather.
Well, White Feather's one.
Yeah.
But it was White Death, right?
White Death.
Yeah. Sama Haya. There it is. Sama Haya.
Simu Haya.
Simu.
But also White Feather too. He also, what do you have? A Winchester 80? What was it? Winchester 70?
Yeah.
With
Model 70, I think it was. And so we're talking about Carlos
simple.
Hathcock, and just amazing. Yeah. Amazing.
But anyway, the Bergara was a great, was a great platform to shoot, and I really enjoyed it. Obviously, I wish I could have shot it more. We just kind of tested each other's stuff out, but I mean, definitely was a pleasure to shoot.
Yeah. What'd you think?
Oh, it was amazing. I mean, all right, first of all, the looks of it, I love it. Like the
did a
carbon
good job.
fiber looks great. This chassis looks great. I love the adjustable stock piece. Having the ability to be able to do that also just it's very usable. Also adds a cool aesthetic. Let's be honest. Like having that little bit of a riser there. Bipod works great. Scope. I personally have never used Right-On before.
I haven't either, actually.
We learned from this series that it is right on. Like as in you're right on.
You're right. Like you're right on target. Yeah.
Written.
It's not written. It's not written down. It's right on target.
Got an email about that. So anyways, no, overall, this gun was incredible. Love it. Kaya, what do you think?
Dude, same here. Overall, it was fantastic. I mean, looks-wise, just ditto, man. This thing is beautiful, beautiful looking rifle. I love the carbon fiber barrel on there. When I shot it, it was very accurate. Yeah. It was cold and nice. Shot a few rounds at 450. It was accurate. And then again, Clint, like 10 in a row, like bang, 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 and he was shooting fast too. It wasn't like he was not slow.
I'm glad I got eyewitnesses because again, nothing on camera.
He was on the phone, like he was doing other things too.
Right.
I was looking on speakerphone, like just.
He's like, just hitting targets at 500 yards. Yeah, that's all.
Or
I'm
not
doing.
speakerphone. I was having my earbuds. Yeah.
Yeah. So he was like ring and steel, good to go, and then suddenly. It's like, oh, that was a miss. Oh, that was high right. Let me start adjusting. And then
Guys,
he
don't
just shot
chase
himself.
individual shots. Remember, group your rifle.
Yep.
Don't chase individual impacts.
So I know maybe performance in the series maybe wasn't the best with it, but honestly, the rifle was my experience. The thing is accurate, very accurate.
Do you roughly remember what your MOA was on this rifle?
I mean, at one point I got something to touch, but I think I opened up one or pulled one or something
don't remember this. It was .613.
Where'd you pull that from?
Look, Matt's
gotta
always
be prepared.
Look at that, y'all.
There you go.
Okay, yeah, all right. Oh no, it was us making all of Kaya's shots touch, and
It's weird. Clint has 5 rounds, and there's only 3 fired over here. I wonder what happened. Oh,
Oh, that's
I'm
savage.
sorry. That's
Is that the 6 MOA?
That's actually kind of funny. Yeah.
That is,
like-
it got me for a second.
That's M.
3.5. I know.
By the way, we're shooting M118
Sorry,
LR from Winchester.
3.15. My fault. 3.15.
And so with the Bergara, I was at .613 MOA. So there's those three. Not those three. And I mean, it shot great. Now here's the funny thing. Obviously I'm going to do, I think personally, a little bit more testing on my own about carbon fiber rat barrels.
Yeah.
We've shot proof research in the past, things like that. But
The AR build
the AR
series.
build series, we were also much closer distance, and different barrels too, right? Shooting a much
Barrels.
thinner caliber also because they're 5.56 versus 7.62. So I personally think I'm going to do a little bit of testing on my own, maybe for the channel, about let's see what type of groupings we get with the exact same gun, perhaps, because we do have a B14 HMR Pro, has the stainless steel barrel.
Yeah.
And I feel like that would be a video easy enough to do. Like, hey, let's run 20, 30 rounds, not for accuracy. We'd run 2 or 3 shots, see what our group is.
Like barrel materials and other things.
Right. Let's
used.
run 2 to 3 shots out of each gun, see what our grouping is, then another 20 consecutive rounds, fast, right? Just to heat up. Now we go again for that grouping, and same distances.
That's interesting.
And let's just see what happens. Let's see if the barrel heating up. Let's see if it really does.
I want to see the
results. The other one's 6.5 Creedmoor though, so we need to get another one of these.
I'd love to see what Bergara has to say about the numbers. I'm sure they've done their own testing.
I'm sure.
I'd love to see what.
And I think to be fair, we also have to look at the fact that while the rest of us were seated at the bench for some of these things, like Clint did his tactical lean, right? So that might not be quite as stable.
Yeah.
Also, Clint might be going off a little bit too fast to hear them.
But he was sitting down when he was ringing steel 10 in a row, and then it got.
But he was sitting down.
Yeah, at the 10 in the row. But then I was prone.
Then he was missing.
Then I was prone when I was doing just slow.
I don't believe it was the position.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's a good point. Yeah.
So there be all that. But anyway, that's enough about the Bergara. Let us know if you'd like to see maybe a little bit of a series or at least a test. Oh, I feel like Professor Matt could break out. We need the white coat and everything, where we actually really get into the nitty gritty. Carbon versus steel versus what other type of materials are there?
Because it is still
It's a steel core.
Steel.
Yeah, it's just carbon fiber wrapped.
Yeah.
Right. So because if it was just carbon fiber, that wouldn't last long. But anyway, all right. Let's move on to now the Solus.
Yeah, so next up we have the Aero Precision Solus. I guess is that like upper mid tier, like for the snobs out there. So anyways, we got the Aero Precision Solus here. This is a 22-inch 6.5 Creedmoor rifle. The barrel's 22 inches. It is amazing. I mean, this thing, especially paired with this optic, the loopholed Mark V HD, 3.6 to 18 because they multiply it by 5, so 3.6 times 5.
Because it's a Mark V.
Gonna help you guys out. That's 18.
Loophole magic.
So,
that's the math.
For any of us who hate math out there. No, but overall, this thing is amazing. This bipod too, just incredible. Warren, I believe. Warren bipod.
Oh, yeah.
And they're solid. I mean, seriously, especially this Arca. And speaking of Arca, it is an Arca adapter on the bipod. The chassis itself is Arca, which makes it super easy for, of course, those PRS shooters out there. If you do want to roll up with this to your next PRS competition, you will not be disappointed by any means, especially paired with this muzzle brake over here from VG6. The Lambda 6.5, it is 6.5, 4.65 Creedmoor specifically, not just like 30 cal.
Yeah.
And it's amazing. It's incredible. All of it, I mean, there's like zero recoil with this muzzle brake.
Dude, it truly is just all right, it's super surprising. I'm not saying it's surprising because it's coming from Aero. I'm saying it's surprising because this is actually the first complete gun that Aero Precision has brought to the commercial market. Now, on top of that, when you expect a semi-auto manufacturer to come out with a bolt gun, there's a lot more precision, a lot more fine-tuning that comes into, and tolerance checking that comes into play when it comes to precision shooting and bolt guns. And so it was like, let's expect something good, not excellent.
Where's that target?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, this is
that's a good point.
fantastic. Again, this was 100 yards. This was just our point of impact check. And I mean, Ryan with
I'm aiming right here.
Yeah.
Scope was off a little bit, adjusted. These are the impacts. I mean, these two are touching right here.
Yeah.
This one's very close. I mean, like
all of us were really surprised by it. It was like, whoa.
0.33 MOA. I mean, just insane. Not 3.3.
Right.
Right.
0.33.
Almost a quarter MOA.
Listen, I have one negative thing to say about the rifle. It is, if you're standing near it, when it goes off, that brake is punishing.
I don't think that's the rifle's fault. It's just a brake.
That's great.
But it's on the rifle.
Hey, put a suppressor on it
There you go.
for all the sophisticated people out there.
Or, just be smart and stand behind the guy shooting.
That's a good point, too.
I mean, there is a Aero Hunter. That's the Solus Hunter with the LMT ion on it, right here. I mean, that rifle. This is the one I want. If I'm being completely honest.
Perfect.
Like,
this rifle is amazing in every way. Okay. All right, we're done with that bit.
You can find that at onlyguns.com.
What?
Anyway.
We're good.
But yeah, that stock is awesome. But yeah.
Do you guys know? I got a question for all of you. Do you guys know why Aero called this the Solus?
They told me at one point, and I forgot, probably because I was out drinking with them.
It's soulless, like there's no soul. Because
That's
the
not
Azrael,
spelled
the
that way.
Dark Angel,
No.
came in.
No,
Not spelled that way.
Nope.
That's not.
SOL. It has to do with something with the sun.
Yes,
thank you,
just
Matt.
say-
Because SOL Soul is the name of our
Latin,
sun. It's
yeah.
not just called
Yeah.
the sun.
It's also not painted red. It's not a ginger gun.
Soulless.
So.
It's got
Anyways,
no soul.
back to the rifle. This thing, I mean, performed incredibly well throughout the series. I, on the other hand, did not perform the best. I would say specifically in episode 4, I believe. That one with the positional shooting, I felt like could have done better there. Once again, we saw the accuracy of the rifle. It's incredible.
I don't know. I was a fan of your performance in that one.
Oh, well, thank you. You might be my only fan. Yeah.
No, but like when you think about when we did episode 5, right? Like you were able to start off your competition for your team and get 2 hits really fast. And yeah, I mean it was a great way to get that leg up, in the competition. It didn't work out for you, but
Yeah. What was your experience, Clint,
It
with
was
the rifle?
great. Loved everything about it. I'm just zeroing it out for you.
Oh, appreciate that. He's always here for me.
No, it's a fantastic shooter. I mean, it was really impressive. Granted, you would expect it to with this chassis to be. You think that this thing weighs a lot, but it really truly is. This is a thick barrel. I mean, they wanted to make sure that harmonics are at play. They wanted to make sure that you're not going to get
Any flex.
flex, and on top of that. That is something too, as I'm going to talk about more and more now, because it's truly affected me. Heat, the heat dissipation from a thicker barrel. Yes, it'll obviously retain heat longer, but it's going to take longer to get that heat there.
While still having a good contour. to
Oh,
the
it's
barrel.
amazing contour. I
Yeah.
mean, you can see it. I mean, it just very ever so slightly starts to taper down. I mean, it's a beautiful looking rifle. They did a great job with it. The action is nice and smooth. The trigger is phenomenal.
Timney.
The Timney trigger is just amazing.
From them. Yeah, we didn't install that.
No, no, this is as the rifle comes. And again, like I said, I mean, it's pretty much the same thing as you see up here, but this is the Hunter chassis. Slightly, this is the fluted barrel, things like that. Also 6.5 Creedmoor up there. Phenomenal things.
It is. Yeah.
now I will say that this is obviously set up for a right-handed shooter. You have your
Oh,
thumb
yeah.
rest on the other side. You have your safety on the side.
Oh,
So
good point with a thumb rest.
Yeah.
I want to talk about that.
So, there are some things that didn't mesh well with me being left-handed, but I can't complain about shooting the rifle itself, right? Like, it was a super precision thing. In fact, the same episode where we were doing those test groups and we kind of all got to shoot each other's rifles in a little round robin, like, we were all kind of just not quite stacking, but touching, like, almost one whole groups with this rifle. It was a dream.
It is. What you brought up, I just want to touch on that one more time with the thumb rest. The ergonomics. We talked about yours having that flat pistol grip.
Yeah.
This does too.
Notice
A
that.
literal pistol grip. An AR pistol grip. Yeah, no beaver tail on the back end here. And this thumb rest that you can actually adjust with the set screws right here. I mean, this thing, as simple as it looks like, oh, it's just a little thumb rest. That makes it so much more ergonomic for you to get those shots on target. And I didn't know I wanted it until using it. And now I want my rifles, Yeah,
and it's also kind of funny because when you go to actuate the bolt, your thumb's already there. There's no coming around. Your thumb is already here. You can literally just pop up here and you're ready to go
much
again.
easier.
There's no coming around and then having to do it. It's just, again, little things like that to go ahead and get those shots off a little bit quicker, a little bit more accurate. Arrow did a great job.
The details.
The details.
Yeah, Arrow definitely.
experience?
Yeah, experience was fantastic. Obviously, the shots from Ryan throughout the episodes showed how amazing this rifle is. Arrow definitely did it, especially coming from a semi-automatic manufacturer making this, and they right off the gate they just nailed it. It was so great, and you do have this option. Obviously, put this adapter plate up here for a clip-on
Exactly.
thermal.
Good
Or
point.
it's just. And when it comes to looks too, I mean, what a beautiful looking machine. This
it is.
thing, I was surprised how accurate this thing was. I mean, it's
really
a pleasure
was.
to shoot. I don't know what else to say. Arrow,
Good job.
you did a good job.
I want to add something too with the Neath. That Neath, it worked really well. I mean, we had almost no issues besides just learning about the Neath, and that's just going from a typical like what you expect with your analog type of simple optics that you would use in daylight, going from electronic with night vision. I mean, AGM did a great job with the Neath, but you have to learn it. It is a computer at the end of the day.
Yeah, doing
You're
turret
learning,
adjustments as
getting
opposed
into
to
it.
like the XY.
Exactly. Super easy to sight into. Easier than your typical glass optics. Yeah.
And for the price, the clarity and everything was great. Like I kind of wish I had one of those. as opposed to-
From what
You
we were
talked about
using,
that,
for what we were using it for, and we can actually go and bring the Azrael out and talk about that.
Yeah.
Actually.
All right, right, this is the U.S. Arms Co. Azrael bolt-action rifle. It was just, I don't know what to say. This thing makes you look like a rock star. It was a fantastic experience. And let me talk about some of the specs, and then, guys, dive right in. So, start from the tip right here. The Orion X2 DevGru suppressor, amazing. MDT bipod. AGM Rattler right here. This is a thermal clip-on. EOTech 5-25 Voodoo scope. We got these MDT magazines. The super smooth, even though we haven't cleaned it, super smooth action over here. And talking about the trigger, right? So there you go. This is the Trigger Tech Diamond trigger. And look, it's just a little bit of pressure. Going. It's just like an incredible trigger. So it obviously makes everything a lot better.
How's the reset on it?
Let me see. Jesus, man.
So it's like it's not even there.
No, it's not there. So the original J. Allen chassis over here from MDT, but this is the original J. Allen. Just overall fantastic. Just the chassis alone, I know, is about $2,000. Insane. Yeah. So this rifle is no joke. Overall, it kind of showed itself what it's capable of in the hands of somebody who's not capable at all when it comes to bolt guns.
What's wild to think is, we didn't do actually really any of these guns a lot of justice out to 450 yards.
No.
Yeah.
This gun is so much more capable. I mean, I would feel comfortable. Granted, I would feel comfortable.
Yeah.
1,500 yards with this gun, easy.
Dude, easy. Josh told me from that when they were featuring this at SHOT Show, the range day, he said people who had never shot bolt guns and they were shooting it at 1,000 yards, and they were making on their second shot. Some would do their first shot. On their second shot and consecutive will be on target every time on a gong.
Hey, so before, I feel like we should call up our buddy Brandon over at Texas Planking and be like, hey, dude, can we fly down real quick and try your challenge out?
Yes.
Dude, yeah, I think that would be amazing.
I feel like we should do that because Texas Planking has an awesome bolt gun series where he invites his own viewers out, and he has a little challenge with them. Is it a 1,000-yard challenge?
1,000 yards.
1,000-yard challenge, and I feel like we'd have pretty good luck with this guy.
So far, I don't think anyone's won gold on it on this challenge.
It's just one shot on like a coin or something.
Yeah, you got to get your first shot.
Well, I would love to try it. I mean, Josh from U.S. Arms Co. Dude is
He needs to come with us. If
he's
he's a spotter, I'm good.
He's a sniper. The dude is a sniper. He knows what he's doing. He's in the military, and I don't want to talk about the specifics because he doesn't want us to. You know what I'm saying. He won the President's 100, 21st place.
Yeah, and for people who don't know, that's like 1,000 people go to this
and that's
shooting
like worldwide
competition.
too.
Worldwide, people come from all over the world to the shooting competition. 1,000 people, and he got not only in the top 100 of the President's Club, but then past that,
21st
20
place.
something. Yeah.
And this thing is incredible. I mean, again, it showed. It's not like we're like hyping it up. It showed in the series how capable it was in the hands of all of us here. So.
Yeah, I mean, it is just.
What do you think?
I mean, just an incredible shooter. Go ahead, Matt. Sorry.
What do you think?
Yeah, no worries. So I think that I'm gonna take a controversial stance here. I think that it was not any fun because it was too easy to use the gun.
I see what you mean. I totally see where you're coming from.
I
totally see where you're coming from. And you're wrong. But
Yeah. It's okay though.
So I'm just kind of poking fun, I guess. But no, it's a phenomenal piece of equipment because if you did your part and this is where that knowledge really comes in, right?
Yeah.
If you know about how to get your
Zero
set in there so that you are dialed in correctly, then it was literally as easy as point and click.
Yep.
And
That's it.
Again, I got to shoot this rifle a couple times, like we did it in the team challenge, and that was it, man. Like we knew that it had been sighted in. Kai made 2 great hits. When it came to be my turn, I had absolute confidence that as long as I just slow down a second, make sure I did my part, put it across hairs on target, it would be a hit all day.
Yeah.
I mean, if we're being completely fair, you guys could have walked it and you would have been fine.
Yeah. That's true. We technically did, Matt. I mean,
Listen. All right. Dad jogged it, okay? Dad jogged it.
Matt's got his own pace.
That's right.
The Matt pace.
A wizard is never early or late. He arrives
Call
precisely
that
when he means to.
speed of Matt.
I like it.
All right.
so yeah, Clint.
Yeah, dude. nothing but good things, other than its weight, right? But
it's heavy.
Yeah, it's a heavy guy, but at the same time, it's one of those things where you look at it, you might expect it to be actually kind of heavier. Yeah. I mean, it's not. It's actually really, if you take your time, deep breath, hold it. You can sit there and balance it for a second. And I truly feel like having that heavier platform in some of those different shooting positions would actually be a benefit, because again, you realize really quick, the lighter the gun is nicer when carrying around, but when you need to slow down and really get that shot, your reticles just doing this.
Well, you're breathing, heartbeat. You're making the gun
watch
move.
it. Yeah.
In fact, I think in a lot of ways, your guns and mine are polar opposites. Not just because of the price, but just the design mindset, right? Like mine is super lightweight versus yours is a respectable weight. Not super heavy, but respectable weight. Yeah. But that's just the mindset behind the design, right?
Yeah, I mean, the downside was obviously when we did the sitting challenge, right? I was having a really hard time holding the gun steady.
That's where I was thinking, like, dude, this is where having that little bit heavier platform, if you know how to use the sitting position, correctly.
Bone on knees, like the elbow.
No, you don't want bone-to-bone contact. You want that in the pocket and everything, and that's where I was so comfortable. I was like, dude, I got this. And then, of course,
maybe overly comfortable.
Yeah, I was cocky about it. I admit it, and I sped through it. That was not the rifle's fault that time. That was totally on me. But I can tell you, in that position though, with that rifle, you get it there, and then you just lock in, and it seems like you're still going to be moving, but you're going to be moving slower, which makes it a little bit easier to time that shot when your reticle's over the target.
And dude, this thing has like almost no recoil, right? It's heavy, so it's just like,
especially with the
I was gonna say, but that's impressive.
Just Ryan, what do you think, man?
Nice arms, guys.
Yeah.
It's gonna take you know.
Hey, let us know if you want us to open up a fourth challenge with ASMR. Yeah.
Oh,
jeez.
Where's the mic?
CFASMR.
Oh, there's the mic.
Anyway.
First of all, I'm not like an aesthetics person where I'm sitting there just like, oh, but the gun looks good. It looks amazing. It really does. This weapon work Cerakote they put on it, I have to say it. It looks so good. I mean, of course, that's not gonna make the gun shoot better, but I don't know.
It makes you look better.
Maybe it adds some points up there. Yeah, it looks better while you're shooting it. So, first of all, that's amazing. Secondly, I want to say this chassis was so comfortable, and it felt like, I know we've used the word ergonomic a lot, right? This is like the definition of ergonomics coming from, even, it's not a flat grip. It doesn't need to be, although you can make it.
Look at that rest.
Yeah.
Look at that hand rest thing down
Hand
there.
rest, everything. Also, the weight distribution of the chassis, making it a little bit heavier in the back too. That helps because it's closer to your center of your body mass.
Look at that barrel taper. Like, certainly trying to get weight away from the far end. Yeah.
I think it's like, we looked at, I think it's like a number 6 contour, they say, or something. But just, it comes almost like a pencil, in because of that. And then it's a little bit heavier up here. All of this, it just makes sense.
And you know what's so cool? Like U.S. Arms Co., a company that not many people have heard. I mean, they've been out there for a little bit, right? And here they are. Like, a lot of people chase after like those really known companies. Here you have a company that you haven't really heard of, and they made this.
Yeah.
And last thing I want to say, I want to say, like, this gun, it is extremely accurate, but let's talk about the elephant in the room. You killed it in this bolt gun series.
Yeah, did great.
This rifle is amazing,
Yeah.
but also the principles of marksmanship still apply. Doesn't matter, and this will also show those deficits within your principles of marksmanship, and you showed all of them. Did very well.
See, I thought you were going somewhere else. I'd like to acknowledge the other elephant in the room, which is this is phenomenally more expensive, as well as being.
Well, that is the elephant.
I think this is.
That was addressed in episode 1.
I'm just saying. Like when we extol the praises of this rifle, it should also be acknowledged.
True.
That it is indeed a remarkably more expensive fire.
Yeah, well, you can get an Azrael for like $3-4 grand.
You can get the base Azrael for $3 to $4 grand, but I do want to say that this is probably going to be the most expensive feature ever. And with that being said, too, the Rattler up here is a really cool optic, but Kai was even at a slight disadvantage because the target we were shooting at, he could see the silhouette of the target, but it wasn't hot. This is a thermal optic, so there was no heat signature. So it was like, can somebody go pee on it, please?
Dude, and I was like trying to put myself in an advantage too. I was like, you know what? Let me get something like expensive that's, worthy of this gun. So I got this thermal, and then it clicked later on. Oh wait, there's gonna be no heat signature down there. So I had a really hard time, but thanks to Azrael, we were able to kind of make things happen.
But
You're telling me you didn't need to use the H59 reticle? That's so amazing that everyone praises.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
fantastic optics, both from EOTech and AGM. And again, just want to go ahead and close us out and say huge shout out again to U.S. Arms Co. for providing the Azrael and having it set up the way it is.
We love you, Josh.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you for coming out. Yeah, thank you, Josh, for coming out too and actually teaching us quite a bit also. And you guys have seen him a little bit in the series. You also saw him in the separate video where we talked about truing up our optics. And then with that, also a big shout out to Aero Precision for providing the Solus and the competition chassis. Again, Bagara for the B14 HMR Carbon Wilderness with the right-on optic. Just amazing stuff. And of course, we gave you the footage, all of this content, and the Savage. So you're welcome.
You're welcome.
Just to bring it up one more time, comment down below, what are some of the future series that you are looking forward to? Because we've got a bunch of ideas, but we want to narrow down which ones you want to see the most. All right, guys, we'll leave it off there. And as always, we appreciate you, your viewership, your comments down below, your business, all of it.
God bless.
Thank you so much.
We'll see you next time.
At Classic Firearms.